Following is a fictional role play. All names, places, and events are fabricated. Hi, Fred. Thank you for coming in.
Hi there, good to see you again.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Great. How is Jan doing?
Doing pretty good. No complaints right now.
Good. I'm glad to hear. Um, so, as we discussed on the phone, we're just going to get right down to the purpose of today. Um, Today, we've discussed in the past kind of about some of the situations that have been going on with Jan.
Mhm.
And so today is the day that we can actually discuss some options on helping you work with your mother on her. I know your concerns were driving ability and possible help within the home to maintain independence. Is that
Yeah,
um,
that sounds good. She's still on the road and, still needing some help. So that has not changed.
when it comes to your concerns? Do you feel like the driving or independence in the home should be our focus today?
Honestly, as much help as she needs at home, the driving is what I'm most concerned about because I think it's dangerous and I worry about it every day, all the time.
Okay, so I understand. I hear from what you're saying that the driving is your main concern at
Definitely.
this time. Okay, great. So as we work through our agenda today, I'm going to set up something called goals and objectives, and your basically I want to go over what my role is. My role is to help facilitate those goals and objectives for you. Your role is to implement what we discussed today because we're going to work together to create those goals and objectives. Um, and since it's with your mother, um, it'll be up to you to kind of help me um, know the best way to create those goals that are going to be workable in your situation.
Okay. That
And
sounds good. I'm gonna need some help with it though, for sure, because I can't figure it out on my own. And that's why I'm here.
understood. It's great that you're taking the initiative that you want to, um, maintain independence for your mom, and that you're being proactive in seeking out services that will help her do that.
Let's hope.
So, okay, so if I'm just going through some notes that I had from last time. Um, so, to work on our goals, um, basically, we're going to focus on the driving. And what I would like to do is kind of hear from you how how you would like to reduce Jan's driving, or would you like to reduce Jan's driving?
Oh yeah, honestly really feel like she should not be on the road. I don't think it's safe, and I worry about. She's had health problems in the past with some heart issues and strokes, and so she's driving around this big rig almost, and I'm just worried to death about it.
And it's good to be concerned. So what I'm hearing is that you're just extremely concerned about her driving abilities, and that she's driving a large vehicle.
Yeah, she's got a truck.
Okay, so um, working through that, a time frame. Do you feel like you would want to? Your mother sounds very independent, so I don't see change coming quickly. Does that
That's
sound accurate?
that's the nail on the head. She is stubborn. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So to help her still maintain that dignity, what if we gradually reduced her driving by, let's say, 50% in the first 3 months, 75% in 6 months, and maybe 100% by 2019. And I'll go over how we do that so it doesn't just sound like we're throwing out some arbitrary numbers.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. Probably the gradual approach is probably going to work best. That's smart. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So we're saying that Fred will reduce the amount of time his mother drives by 50% in the first 3 months, 75 for 6 months, and 100% by 2019. I feel like those are very obtainable. So our first objective is really, do you have any additional resources or have you read any books pertaining to how to help your mother with driving or how to help a loved one with driving?
No, we tried to get the doctor that one time she was in a hospital to tell her, that she shouldn't be, and the doctor just didn't want to do that at all. And I don't know why, but that was kind of, she took that and ran with it and thinks that she's fine now because the doctor didn't say anything about it. And I haven't read any books on it or anything.
Okay. So what I would like to do is I have, it's basically a toolkit, and a toolkit is something that you take with you, and it's a resource that you read, and it has some workbook features to it so that it addresses your particular needs. Does that sound like something that you would be interested in looking at?
Sure. Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. So what I would like to do is send with you, it's called Beyond Driving with Dignity, and it's a workbook for families of older drivers. And what it's going to do is basically guide you through some scenarios with Jan, and it'll give you some assessment tools for you to fill out. And when you come back in for our next appointment, if you will bring that book with you, then we can go over the book. But also, I feel like, or do you feel you would have time to be able to read the book by our next appointment?
Yeah, our next appointment's a week out, I think, so that should be plenty of time.
Let me look at our calendar. Our next appointment is scheduled for January 11th.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, that's plenty of time.
Okay, great. So what I would like to have happen when we get back together, if this seems feasible, because sometimes it sounds good on paper, but when you get home and the holidays are coming, that this might be too much. So if that's the case, please feel free to give me feedback.
Okay.
That we have you come prepared with, let's say, 2 questions. And what I would like to focus on is possibly 3 alternative driving solutions. And what that would mean, or what that would look like, is we need to think about how do we replace Jan's driving if Jan isn't driving.
Right, okay. Yeah, so how she can still get around.
Right.
And I can, I can drive her. It's just a matter of figuring it out. So.
Okay, great. So what I'm hearing is that you are very open to taking on additional responsibility with Jan as we make a transition to finding her some alternatives, like maybe Oates Transportation or some different entities along those lines.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Do you, going over what we've discussed so far, how confident do you feel about us being able to implement those 2 items in the next couple of weeks?
I think I can take a look at that book, and I think that's very doable for me.
Okay, great. I'm excited to when it comes to independence for older adults, it's something that I really enjoy, and so I'm excited that this is something that you want to take on for your mother. So basically, I'm going to re-summarize. We have our goal, which is to reduce her driving. We have 2 objectives that you'll you're going to read the book, and then we'll get back together and go over questions, and then also be thinking about, you've already provided one suggestion of you doing some of her errands with her as a possible means of a solution for reducing her driving. So we already have one possibility of a driving alternative. Do you have any questions so far?
No, I don't. I'm just hoping this will work, you know, and hopefully that book will have some good ideas for me in it.
You know, I've used it before. I feel like it's going to be very applicable to our situation.
Cool.
And so, lastly, you've discussed your concerns about your mom's abilities, and then we've gone through our ideas for change. If you were to give me, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel that these changes will be a benefit to your mom?
Until I really see what's in the book and get tips, I really don't know, because she's a tough one. I'd probably say, you know, maybe a 4, I guess.
Okay, no, that's completely okay.
You gotta know Jan. She's a tough nugget.
No, that's completely okay. It's my goal to raise the confidence. Do you feel like the interaction that you and I are having as a team to drive these goals is a positive?
Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate your help so much. Yeah.
Okay, great. So real quickly, we have our goal, we have our objectives. You feel pretty committed to being able to do these things in the next couple of weeks?
Yep.
Okay, then what I would like to do is we'll just schedule out our next appointment, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. The following is a fictional role play. All names, places, and events are fabricated.